What's up, YouTube? This is Brian Pfeiffer, marketingmeathead.com, and today I'm going to teach you how to handle your time and give you 7 tips as an affiliate marketer. All right, welcome back. So I saw a video the other day and kind of inspired me to make this video because I'm going through a lot of big projects right now. We got a course coming out, working a ton of hours, but I've definitely put that on the front burner of life is getting the course done. And then I got an Amazon business. I'm launching a couple products that are sort of seasonal, so they have to get launched right now. Got that going on. Plus I got my busy season going on right now for my services business. We got affiliate marketing campaigns we're running right now. A lot of stuff going on, but I'm trying to put it all in perspective and get everything done in a reasonable amount of time. And I kind of came up with 7 tips that should help you out, be able to manage the kind of stuff that I'm managing and still maybe have a little bit of a life going forward. So if you are new to this channel, make sure you subscribe. This is a channel about affiliate marketing, Amazon FBA, Shopify, and in general how to make money online. We teach you a lot of really good things on this channel. And if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe and bang that notifications bell. And go ahead and like this video and share it if you get some value out of it. I appreciate it. So let's go ahead and start talking a little bit about the overall time management tips, and make sure that you have a little bit of a work-life balance. I've definitely kind of lack that during the week, but then on the weekends I have customers come in and then I'm able to go out with the customers. It's kind of still work, but it kind of is not. I can go out and have some drinks and hang out with some pretty girls and kind of blow off some steam, if you will. And I get to do that just about every weekend out here in Las Vegas, so it's not half bad. But it is work. At the end of the day, I can't just blow it off for a weekend. I mean, occasionally I do go out of town for a weekend for whatever, vacation, and I have systems in place to cover for me. But most of the time I need to be here for, especially a big weekend like this coming weekend is March Madness, spring break, and a lot of customers coming in. So need to be here for that. So definitely want to have a work-life balance. And you want to try to create some passive type income streams. If you have an active business like I have here in Vegas, it takes up a lot of your time. I mean, you're constantly getting bombarded with phone calls, texts, people wanting quotes. They're coming up, bachelor parties coming up, their birthday parties coming up. They're coming to Vegas. They got bachelorette parties coming up. So it's very active, but it takes up a lot of my time. I was doing quotes all day today, getting some numbers together for people that hit me up for June, May right now, and even some people for August and July. So it's constant. So over the time though, I've been able to build up some passive type income streams. I do have a nightclub that I own a couple shares in Chicago that pays me out quarterly. I have a Halloween event and a New Year's event in Chicago that I'm part owner of, and those events are now established. We've got websites built, we've got systems in place, and aside from doing some Facebook ads and some promotions via email and text and whatnot, which do not take that long, those events both sold out this year, and a substantial amount of income. I mean, those are all in Chicago as well. I don't even live there, so I do go out there for the Halloween event typically. I do enjoy that event, but on New Year's I was actually down in Miami enjoying that, and I still made money in Chicago and at the club, at the New Year's event, and then the Halloween event. So nice little passive income streams. I also have an Amazon business working right now, and I think I sold maybe 12 or 13 units today at full price. I'm not making a huge profit per unit, but it's starting to add up a little bit. You get $3 per unit roughly, times 10 units, that's $30 a day. $30 a day times 30 days in a month, that's $900 a month. Basically, just got to make sure that you keep an eye on your PPC campaigns a little bit, and go ahead and make sure you keep your inventory in stock. Make sure you got orders coming up. I was just talking to my guy in China today. I was like, hey, listen, I think I'm going to need another order here pretty soon. I got about 39 days of inventory based on the sales of one of my products. So that's kind of exciting. I got that kind of going. That's kind of a passive type of income stream now. Amazon FBA is not easy. It's going to be some money up front. I'm probably not going to be profitable in that business for a little while, but over time, hopefully these rankings stick. I get more reviews, and then I become a little bit more untouchable on the Amazon system, and you can just keep ordering product and keep money coming in passively. So that's an idea of another passive income stream. Obviously, the VIP hosting company is more of an active income stream. It's an active business, but it's like very predictable. Like every year for the last like 4 or 5 years now, I've done certain amount of numbers in each month, and it's growing. I add a little bit more to the business every year. And last year I was up about 30%, and so far I'm up about 30% this year on a year ago. So every year it keeps growing, and my VP of sales and my team have gotten better at doing certain things, so we're more efficient. And it's kind of passive, but sort of not. I still got to be here to answer my phones for my personal customers and stuff, but a lot of the internet stuff is all handled by my VP of sales. So technically, if I were to get sick for a couple of days or something and didn't do hardly any work, the money's still going to come in. The deals are still going to get closed. So it's kind of a mix right now between active and passive. So it's pretty nice. But there was a year in there where I did all the internet leads. I did all my personal leads. I was trying to grow a business. I bought 4 websites, and I was trying to grow that. And for that year, that business controlled my life. Okay, it absolutely controlled my life. I was working 15, 16 hours a day. All I did was that business. I wasn't able to self-educate myself much throughout that year. I wasn't able to go into other businesses like Amazon. I wasn't even able to really look at any other business deals, any real estate type of deals or anything like that, because I just didn't have the time. I was literally just consumed with the business. So that can happen in a business when you start to grow, or if you start to take on a little bit more, bite off a little bit more than you can chew. Now the money was fantastic. I was murdering it, killing it on the financial side of things, but I didn't really have a life. So it was kind of like catch-22. Now I make a little bit less money overall from that business, but on the flip side of that, I actually do have a little bit of a life, and I can actually go out on an occasional dinner date, and I have fun on the weekends, stay out a little late if I want to. It's not that big of a deal. Okay. So let's go into the 7 time management tips. And the first thing I want to talk about is you really want to figure out in your life what matters to you most. Okay. It was funny. I was watching another YouTuber the other day, and he brought up the fact that he really likes playing video games, and that's what he likes to do. And him and his wife are into gaming. And I used to date a girl here in Vegas that was at one time really into gaming, and she enjoyed it. That's what she liked to do. And I've never got into it. So whatever, to each his own. In terms of like what you like. Maybe you like to get baked and smoke weed and watch YouTube. And in Vegas you can, because it's completely legal to smoke weed and go buy it at the dispensary down the street. So maybe that's what you like to do. That's just not what I like to do. But I do like to go work out, and I like to listen to YouTube, and I like to better my education. So I spend a lot of hours in the gym working out, and I spend a lot of hours listening to other people's YouTube channels. And as I progress in my knowledge, I feel like sometimes I start turning some of the people off that I maybe listened to like a year ago, because I don't feel like they're adding value to my journey anymore. So I'm always kind of in search of like somebody else that can take me to the next level, and I follow them on YouTube, and I'll listen to their videos sometimes for as much as a year or longer. I'll listen to them, if they put out weekly or daily or whatever, and I'll follow them, and I'm trying to kind of maybe get some hints from them. And, it's been helping. My YouTube channel has been growing. My businesses are growing. So, that's kind of like my hobby. That's what I enjoy doing. And, there was a time when I used to go out 6 nights a week in Chicago running promotions in Chicago. And at that time, that's what I enjoyed doing. So, you got to figure out what matters to you most in your life. If you like to play video games and you like to, do that, then, make that a priority and do that for part of your day, and, figure out what you're going to do with the rest of your time. Okay. So that's tip number 1. All right, so I like this test. It's called the 2-minute test, and number 2 is the 2-minute test. And I do use this every day. This actually does work pretty well. Generally, as you're going through an email or through a Facebook, I go through my Facebooks. I have 5 profiles, and I get a lot of emails, and I get a lot of direct messages and whatnot. And generally, if it's something that I can literally take care of in 2 minutes or less, you just take care of it as soon as you see it. Okay, instead of going back to it and spending more time trying to go back to it and figure out where it was, or if get it out of your head. Okay, if it's 2 minutes or less, you can knock it out. Like a lot of times I'll get a quote, and I know it's just a simple, literally just like a kind of a copy and paste type of email that I got to do. I'll go ahead and I see it, I take care of the quote, and then I go on to the next thing. Okay, and 2 minutes and it's gone. You cross it off your list. It's done for the day. So 2 minutes or less. If you can get it done, the first time you touch it, go ahead and just take care of it. It really works well. Okay, that's number 2. Make a to-do list. That is number 3. I actually have a to-do list right here. This is, the old school, book and paper. A lot of people use their, the notepad in their phone now to do a to-do list. There's softwares and apps out there to do to-do lists. I've always done real well with the paper and pen method. I've had a book. I go to Office Depot once a year, right around December, and pick up the New Year's book. And what I like about the book is I can write stuff down. I got kind of like little areas of the pages where I put notes, and I kind of have my little priority list based on the way I organize the list on paper. And I check stuff all throughout the day as I get it done. And I actually read this in a magazine, or I heard it on a video. I can't remember where, but every time you check something off a list, it kind of releases a little dopamine in your brain. Like, okay, I accomplished something. I'm on to the next thing. So I think it really does work. Like, I actually feel like when I cross 7 or 8 things off the list at the end of the day, I'm just like, yeah, I got it done. That was awesome. So definitely need to have a to-do list. That is definitely tip number 3. And whether you use an old school notepad like me, you use a notes on your phone or an app or another software, just make sure you have a to-do list, because you're going to need that going forward in your entrepreneurial journey. All right. So next thing I want to talk about, number 4, is basically planning your day out. Okay. This is a really good one. I like to plan my days out ahead of time. Generally, I kind of know which days I'm going to do what workouts. I know which days I'm going to do my videos. I know which days I'm going to be out with customers. I know which days I'm going to do, work on my Amazon business. Sometimes I have to work on it a little bit every day if I'm running a lot of traffic. Some days I'm working on affiliate campaigns. Some days I'm doing research. But I like to go on Sunday. And when I don't get to do this, let's say I'm really busy on Sunday, something comes up and I don't get to do this, it kind of throws off my whole week. But I like to plan ahead and get my whole week kind of scheduled out and know what I'm going to do each day going into the week. And it seems like I can just get more done that way. And it's always worked for me like that. So I would definitely recommend number 4 is start to plan out your days, even as far as a week in advance. Okay. All right. And the next one, number 5 here is this I'm not that good at doing, honestly, but it definitely works. And I'm going to roll a little clip here of some marbles. And you see here, when you start, the sand is like the small stuff. Okay. And you put the sand in the bottom of the jar, and then you try to pour the marbles in, and they overflow. You don't get it all into the jar. Okay, so that's basically like an analogy of, like, if you do the small stuff first throughout the day, then you never get to the big stuff. Okay, then you can't finish everything. It falls out of the jar. Now, if you do the big stuff first, okay, as in this example, and you actually put the big stuff as priority, and you do it on top of the day, and you get that stuff done, and then the small stuff is easy to get done, and it all fits into the jar, and you can all get it done in one day. Okay, so remember this video as you start to plan out your day, is do the big stuff that needs to get done first, and then worry about the small stuff later, and you'll find yourself being a lot more productive. Okay, definitely a time management tip for affiliate marketing. All right, so number 6 here is you want to set reminders for bigger type of projects and stuff that you have and you want to get done. Like, go back to your 2019 goals. I've done videos and blog posts on this, and I did a check-in at the end of the month. I'm actually due for a March check-in, I think, and just thinking about that. And you want to make sure that if there's certain things that are on your goal list for 2019, you put it on your calendar. Like, okay, well, one of the things I want to learn is Photoshop this year. Okay, I want to get really good at Photoshop. And that, I know, it's not going to take one night. Okay, that's going to take maybe a month of working on it, a couple nights a week, 3 nights a week, 4 nights a week, practicing, get better and better at it. And if I do it for a month, I'll be able to get that skill. And it's a high-paying skill, although I'm not looking to be a designer anywhere in the near future. I know that some of the stuff that I can do with affiliate marketing in Photoshop will improve my conversions. It'll improve my ads. It'll save me some time. I do have a VA that does my Photoshop now, so I still get stuff done, and she's amazing. But at the same time, when she's not working, because she works at night, she's in India, and when she's not working, I like to be able to just go in and do stuff myself, and I can get it done quicker. Okay, so that's one of priorities for 2019 is getting Photoshop done, but that's something that I'm not going to have time right now with because I have too much going on with the Amazon business, my services business, my course I'm trying to get done. It's not realistic to sit down and learn a whole new skill right now. But I do have it in the calendar, like further out in the year to get that done. Okay, so I highly recommend you look at your goals and you put out some dates, and you're like, okay, well, I'm going to start working on this date, and I'm going to get it done by this date, that type of thing. Okay, so that's time management tip number 6. All right, and the final number 7 tip. This is a big one for me. I like to work out heavy, and I like to train heavy. I've been doing it for like 20 some years, and you got to give yourself a chance to recharge. Okay, one of the biggest things that bodybuilders have a problem with is they tend to basically, kind of overtrain, it's called. And you like to push yourself so hard and lift heavy, and then what happens is your muscles start to get sore. Like right now, my shoulder's been bugging the heck out of me. And I know I went last night and I pushed myself pretty hard on a chest workout, and today I was in pain all day. So my body's telling me something there. Like, hey, dude, you're 46 years old. You might not be able to lift like you used to lift when you were 22 years old, okay? So, that's one of the main things that I want to talk to you about. Time management, too, is that you can easily cut out sleep, okay, in certain hours of the night. I've done this before. I've cut myself back to like 6 hours so I have more time to work, to get projects done. And I find myself just not being as productive. I get tired throughout the day. My eyes start rolling back in my head while I'm sitting at my desk. I'll be watching a video and I can't even keep my eyes open. I'll be driving to the store, and my Escalade's comfortable. I'll be sitting in the seat and I'll be doing one of these numbers. And, it's just like, if you don't give yourself that 8 hours of sleep, you really are asking for it. I actually saw a video on this the other day, and I'll go ahead and put it in a card above here. It was on this website called The Bright Side, about how you sleep, and how basically your body does it in like hour-and-a-half intervals. And the key is, 6 hours you can function, but eight hours is like the premier amount of sleep. And I completely find myself getting 8 hours of sleep, and I find myself to be a lot more productive and a lot more effective in my businesses. I make better decisions. I'm more creative. I just get more stuff done when I get that 8 hours of sleep. Even though when I was getting 6 hours of sleep, I had more time, I'm actually more productive when I get 8 hours of sleep, just because of the productivity improvements. Okay. And this kind of leads into the next thing, which is, basically kind of like a bonus tip here. You got to give yourself a chance to kind of like get away from all this stuff. Sitting in front of a computer screen for sometimes, and for my case, is 15, 16 hours a day. You literally, your eyes start to get like blurry. I mean, you literally can't see straight because your eyes are like so, used to that blue light coming off these screens. And I do have some Gunnar glasses that I wear occasionally. It helps a little bit, but you need to go out and like breathe some fresh air, and go out and jump in a pool, or go out and take a walk in the park if you're in a northern neighborhood or whatever. You basically just need to kind of get away from it all. Take a little break, take a day off, take a Sunday off, go out with a girl, go out with your wife, go out with the kids, whatever it is, and just get away from it all, and just kind of put work aside, and then come back. You're going to find yourself to be a lot more recharged. So hopefully you enjoyed today, and I gave you some good tips. I am the Marketing Meathead. We'll talk to you later. Thank you.